National Bureau of Statistics says categorically they don't want census to be linked with the electoral process. And they don't want their institutions to be linked with the other institutions. They are independent institutions, they have their own laws, they are implementing the constitutions and their laws. They don't want their laws to be linked with that. What is your take on that, Ambassador Doko?
First of all, Carlo, I want to greet the viewer of Juba Echo within the Territorial Republic of Sudan and across the globes. Today is Friday. I want to wish them happy Friday morning. Carlo, as you eloquently explained, the clock is ticking towards 2026 election. Because of that, population need factual information.
And we need to remind the viewers of Juba Echo also, we are left with 3 days.
Yes.
It is going to be 7 months from the extension.
Yes.
7 months from the extension means we are going to be left with some months for conducting election.
Yes.
This is good that we need to...
Carlo, let me get this across, because we have today I came with a lot of documents.
Yeah.
So people must see it from there.
So that even they will discover that we are not talking these things in our mind. Those are the documents where it has been written by our government, and then we need to disseminate to the citizens.
Yes. You see, Carlo, first of all, election, this agreement here, viewers of Juba Echo Morning, this is the revitalized agreement. The revitalized agreement under the article 1.20 is talking about election.
Yes.
Talking about election. Now, let me just go specifically there and start from there, because sometimes when people talk from their head, you miss some point out.
Yeah.
So that let us get it precisely, quote the correct things. Now, it say in 1.25.
Yes, 1.20.5. Yeah.
He said 60 days prior to the end of the transitional period, the National Election Commission...
You wait in the transitional period here, mean end of the Artigon.
Yes.
Good.
This is the transitional period.
Yes, yeah.
Now, 60 days prior, that is before...
60 days to the end.
60 days before the end of this. And the transitional period end on the 21st February 2027.
Yeah.
So if you roll backward, the 60 day will be on the 22nd December.
Yes.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
They say
this is why the election has been
scheduled
for that.
Now let me
go ahead.
Repeat again.
Yeah.
60 days prior to the end of transitional period, the National Election Commission, which is NEC, shall organize election in accordance with the provision of the permanent constitution adopted pursuant to the agreement, and shall ensure that outcome broadly reflect the will of people of South Sudan. Why am I reading this, Carlo? There is a problem here.
They tie the permanent constitution with the election calendar. And this is what the NEC is asking the parties to agreement.
Absolutely. That's very important.
And this one we need to explain to the viewers
now
proper, yes.
View of SSB, Juba Echo TV, you need to know that we are in concurrence with the National Electoral Commission for amendment. They talk about ambiguity, and this one ambiguity.
Yeah, which is 1.20.5.
Yes. This ambiguity in agreement need to be clarified by amendment. Now,
before you go further, can this amendment be done by the parties to agreement?
Yes. The same way they did extension, they use it for extension.
Yes.
There's article here in agreement. 7. Let me give it to you exactly what they say, what they do here. Not 7.8. 8. Let me say where is it?
It is in the end, in chapter 8.
Let me just show to you where it is.
No, we can just, you can come for it on the conclusion later.
Yes.
In conclusion later. Let us just say, this political will which you have just talked about it.
Yes.
Will really, is it an obstacle for the parties to agreement to amend
No, you see,
That article, which is 1.20.5.
you see, the article which they amended for extension was the same article like this one. So if they were
But
able,
now there is a conflict of interest here.
yes. Now if they,
And this conflict of interest we need to disseminate to the citizens of this country.
yes,
So that they know. And you remember last time we promised the citizens of this country that this time, if there is any extension, all of us must participate in this extension as a South Sudanese. We are not going to leave it for the parties to agreement alone. Since right from the beginning, when they have signed the agreement, they say this agreement is belong to the people of South Sudan. But unfortunately, after the last extension, the agreement belonged to the parties to the parties to agreement. We citizens are not asked, and this is the order of the citizens, because UN conduct survey. They discover that 90% of the people of South Sudan need selection.
let me go back again, Carlo,
Yes, yeah,
to link the two so people can understand it.
yeah.
I said before,
Uh-huh.
Article 1.20.5.
Yes,
We say that 60 days prior to the end of the transitional period,
yeah,
the National Election Commission, NEC, shall organize election in accordance with the provision of the permanent constitution adopted pursuant to this agreement, and shall ensure that the outcome of is broadly reflected the will of people of South Sudan. Now you asked before, can the party amend this? The answer is yes. Where do I get my justification from? Now you go to Article 8.4
yes,
of this
8.4
of
of
the
this agreement.
this agreement. Say that the revitalized agreement may be amended by the by the parties with at least 2/3 of the members of the Council of the Ministers of Artigonu, that's the revitalized government of national unity, and at least 2/3 of the voting member of the revitalized Joint Monetary and Evaluation Commission, this RJAMEC, consenting to the amendment, followed by ratification by the Transitional National Legislative Assembly according to the constitutional amendment procedure set out in Transitional Constitutional Republic of South Sudan 2011 as amended.
Yes.
Now, this one has been done twice.
Within a short time.
Within a short time.
72 hours.
The most recent one was in 2014,
Yes.
2024. It was done in less than 72 hours.
Yes, 3 days only.
This process was finished.
Yeah.
There was a political will to do this.
From Council of Ministers to RJAMEC to the Parliament, then amendment was done.
President then sent to the law.
Yes, yes.
72 hours is done. Now, this one here, we are referring to here, Article 1.20.5, should be amended also.
Like what?
What is the proposal? What are we proposing as an amendment for this? Let me put this. The amendment should read like this. 60 days prior to the end of transitional period, the National Election Commission shall organize election. Okay? Delete in accordance to the provision of the permanent constitution. If you want to refer to constitution, you will say in accordance to the provision of the transitional constitution
Of Republic
of South Sudan 2011 as amended.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be there. Or you can be silent on that. But if you want to refer to constitution, instead of say permanent constitution, you just change to in accordance with the provision of the transitional constitution
Because it is there.
2011 as amended.
There is
and where is this constitution we're talking about, by the way, Carlo? Where is this constitution? Yeah? This constitution is here.
Yes.
Because you see, today we just came with all the documentation,
Yeah.
all the documentation for this. This is the constitution here. This is the transitional constitution of the Republic of South Sudan, 2011, as amended.
Which has given mandate for the formation of National Election Commission.
Exactly. Now, given that background, let us come back to your original question.
Yeah.
The National Bureau of Statistics, this is a document here. In June 2030, on the 30th June 2025, they have outlined some activities they have done. They say the following timeline outline key milestone for South Sudan population and house census in 2025. Please note that all dates presented are provisional and may be adjusted up depending on the timely allocation of reimbursement of resources. So now, all this aside, they list so many activities I've done so far. But now what we are interested in is, in the end of it, they said, the activities of the main activity of the census will be in 2027.
2027.
2027.
Good.
That the preparation and the release of final census result by state administrative area will be on the 30th November 2027. Now they went further, that the census thematic report completed in December 2027. The publication and dissemination of the census result, January 2028.
And this is a clear indication that census can be delinked from the election calendar.
Already linked, Carlo. Now, if the result of the census
Will be in
published
20,
in 2028, January, how does it come to the election of 2026? So
now,
the census will be late by 2 years.
Through these activities, we are trying to educate the parties to agreement.
Yes.
That this is the institutions, the legal institutions of the government came out with these proposals, and this is their activities. They can listen to them so that they make decisions.
Let me inform the viewers
of Juba Eco.
Juba Eco. I had a meeting with the director yesterday.
The director of...
the director of the National Bureau of Statistics, Director General.
Yes. And then the outcome of the meeting?
The outcome, during the meeting, that's why he presented this document to me. He told me clearly that...
And this document is good for us, the program of Morning Echo, so that we disseminate these facts and this truth, inform even of news to the viewers so that they follow.
We will ask the management of Juba Echo to publish these guidelines in their website.
In their website, yeah.
So that those who are unable, who want to read, they can read it. But the most important point here is the National Bureau of Statistics, which is the body tasked with the responsibility to conduct census.
Yes.
They are saying that they are working according to the scientific approach to the census.
They don't want political results.
Yeah, they don't want to push the political process.
I remember he says that things to us, that the political results for census cannot help this country, and they just want to produce a professional census
yes.
so that it will help the country and it will help the generations of this country.
You see, I put it to him, why the census till 2028? He told me, Ambassador, we are going step by step. We also were banking on that by 2028, many South Sudanese were displaced because of the flooding, because of the war, would have returned to their places. And they want to conduct census which are reflecting the reality of the population on the ground. Because census is not about election or border limitation.
It's having a lot of things.
It's not border limitation, Carlo. Census has other factors as well. Census is important for planning of the government. The Ministry of Finance, in their planning and the budgeting, they use the information generated by National Bureau of Statistics.
Even in the developmental parts of it.
Yes. So,
and we have been talking, the president has been talking in different occasions, the national occasions, regarding the issue of road connectivity, communication, and then schools, health centers, water. Water cannot be fixed to the place where there is no population.
Absolutely. All of them. Even the health center need population.
And these things need the definition or the work of the census to be reflected to the government. So the government knows where they can offer services to his own citizens.
Yes. Now, let us focus on this now.
Yeah.
You, the citizen of Republic of South Sudan, who are within the boundary of Republic of South Sudan, in neighboring country in diaspora, please let the politician be told the truth. And they should not hide behind census not being done, therefore election cannot take place. The census is not obstacle to election. The census is important only to generate data which enable for drawing of constituencies.
Yeah.
But now, even if we conduct census as per the need of the politician, say this year, before December, what is going to happen here is that the population in some part of South Sudan, mostly in Upper Nile, will be underrepresented because most people in Upper Nile fled because of two factors, Carlo. There is a flooding and there's a war.
There is a conflict there.
The war displaced people, but more people move out because of flooding as well.
Yeah.
Now, when due to the heavy rain, the place become impossible to stay in it. People vote for their feet, looking for higher ground. Some of these higher ground sometimes force them to cross the border to Kenya.
Yeah.
Some of them came to the Equatoria, Great Equatoria, and then crossed to Kenya.
And some to Bargazal.
Some went to Bargazal, and some of them from Bargazal crossed to Central African Republic. Some of them crossed to Sudan. Some of them went to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
So this scattering which happened in Upper Nile is the political time bomb for people of South Sudan if you conduct a census now. What do I mean by this? It's a political time bomb because if you conduct census now, the people of Upper Nile will be underrepresented compared to 2008 census. Now, if that data is used to draw constituencies, Upper Nile will have less constituencies in the census conducted, assuming the census take place this year, 2025 or 2026, it will be less than what happened in 2008.
Ambassador, you know,
Yes.
our political elites, they were very smart.
Yes.
But with that smartness, we are trying to bring them into their line so that they make the right decision for this country. And connecting these activities with the elections will not help them.
You know,
or this is the type of they want to click.
Carlo, you are somebody who understands classic Arabic. Since we are talking to the audience of South Sudan, some people does not understand English 100%, but they are Arabic as well. So we cannot use the local Arabic. They said the lifespan of a lie is very short.
Yeah.
Al-Kizib
Hamdu Qasir.
Umr Qasir. That means that the lifespan of the lies, somebody who lie, the lifespan is shorter. But the truth remains just like the sun,
yeah,
which rise in the east and set in the west daily, regardless of the rain. Because sometimes people think that when the rain is raining and there's no sun, sun doesn't rise. Sun rise, but it was covered by the cloud.
Yeah.
So what we're saying here is, Carlo, it has become clear now, the authority which is given the task to conduct census is the National Bureau of Statistics. So the director told me categorically, Ambassador, we are not going to be able to conduct census in 2026, 2025, 2026, even 2027. We will collect data 2027, but actual result of census will be published in January 2028. So
means in the same time, 2028, if we conduct the election in 2026, means 2031, that new geographical constituencies is going to be produced by
that census will now allow redrawing the constituencies,
the new one which they have been talking
using the census result of 2028.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to happen. So that's going to be useful for election of 2031. So let the politicians understand this, Carlo.
But I say this program now in Juba, Morning Eco, we are trying to educate ourselves.
Yes.
As we put it right from the beginning, nobody will come from nowhere to educate us unless we, with the little knowledge we have, we disseminate that knowledge so that we put ourselves in the same boat.
What we are giving out here is originated from the document from the South Sudan Population House Census Milestone 2025 by the National Bureau of Statistics, which was released on the 30th of June 2025. This is it.
And my ambassador, look, in the same time, this information, I believe it has been shared by the region, East Africa Community, IGAD countries, and even African Union, and then the international community, which is under the UN, because those are the stakeholders.
All the UN agencies, all of the stakeholders have this document. But for some reason, they are keeping quiet about it, Carlo. I asked the chairman yesterday, the secretary.
This is what I was asking. I say, Ambassador, if we're not very careful, if you are a diplomat, now you are the experienced diplomat, you know, there is some hidden hands driving some individuals to allow this country to be hostage to some individuals.
Carlo, you see, humanitarian assistance is an industry. Humanitarian assistance is an industry, which, like any other industry, must be supported to continue to grow, because it employs people.
To produce.
It produce result and profit.
Yes.
So, if you look at the mushroom of this, the so-called civil society group, this civil society group, who is financing them? Who is giving them money? And why are they giving the money? They talk about, we are giving democratic space for civil society. The question now is, this democratic space they give to civil society, why are they selective? Civil society who want to advocate to support the national interest of this country, they shine them. They don't give them money. Civil society who always are very negative about the government program, these are the people being funded. So let us not beat around the bush.
You know, Ambassador, the blame will not go there alone to the civil society.
Let me make this point, and then you come in. I don't blame them. I'm just saying that there are no hidden hand. It is open knowledge that the funding for this civil society come from the Troika countries, European Union, Japan, Canada, Australia, all of them lumps, so you put them there, they call them that. These are Western power. They are promoting their national interests. That's why
it's good, you as a diplomat, it's good when they are promoting
let me say this. Yeah,
but then even our interests also we can see.
The weakness, we say it many times, Carlo, the weakness is our
and
own.
You are going to continue saying it.
So the weakness is our own. It's our own weakness. Our own weakness. Because in some countries, you see, a country like Eritrea, stop this proliferation of the civil society and the UN agencies. Simply because they are talking about democracy, but democracy they're advocating is that they want us to copycat the type of the system they're doing.
Their lifestyle.
Their lifestyle. Including...
You know, let me just cut you short here.
Yes.
Even in this in Khartoum, where we are just separated from it, there is a control for all these international NGOs and UN agencies.
Even in their own country, there's control. Leave alone us here. In their country, in the US, there's control. You saw recently what Trump has done. Even the US aid, which is supposed to be dramatized as savior of the world, and they're doing humanity, they're doing good things, it was discovered that what they're doing is not humanity. US aid was used to overthrow government in some African country, in some developing country, in some of the poor countries. So
and don't be surprised, maybe also for the situation we have here in South Sudan, they contributed for that seriously.
Yeah, because you see, today, many of the civil society group who are beneficiary for this conspiracy, they are happy, unhappy with the government of Trump, because they stopped funding to USAID. And USAID cannot now do what they are doing. They have discovered they are doing things such as promoting homosexual in some countries. That's they call that human right. They are doing transgender education. A very beautiful lady, they will tell her that your voice, the way you're behaving, you're not a girl, you're a boy. So they have to finance and sponsor change of gender from a man to a girl. And then a boy, they will say your voice, their style, you behave like a girl. So they also sponsor this without the consent of the parent in the part of the world there. And these are the things Trump stopped. I don't agree with President Trump on most things they're doing, but in this one, I am in agreement with him. Because this is the right thing. Don't impose lifestyle and culture on people. So what we're saying here, Carlo, is this. This funding coming from this country, they are not free of charge. But let them give the funding, fine. You and I were together in the campaign for referendum. What happened there? You know it very well.
Yes.
We, the coalition of civil society group, campaigning for the yes vote for referendum.
No, for separation. We have taken a side.
Yeah, but I was saying the yes vote, yes means that separation.
Yeah.
We even call it freedom.
Yeah.
Vote for freedom.
Yeah.
We went to UNDP, they refused to give us funding. We went to all the UN agencies, they declined to give us money. But there are civil society now who are very eloquently, you can hear them every day in radio talking, they have been given the funding. Why? Because they subscribe to an ideology called vote wisely. You remember we asked some of our politicians who also tried to echo that message. What is the slogan of the vote wisely, Carlo?
That one is a good experience because it is something which is not written even in the referendum act.
Yes. So
a vote wisely was not there.
In the referendum, there were two sides. When you hold your hand like this, that means that
you have
unity.
To vote for attractive unity. Attractive.
Attractive. That you must work for the unity, make unity attractive, and vote for unity. But if you select this symbol, this one means bye-bye. We are going away. We don't want to be part of the United Sudan. So now, those who are funding this some of civil society, they said the civil society and people of South Sudan must be advised to vote wisely. So that's why we ask a question. What is the symbol of vote wisely?
I remember the IOM country director told me personally,
yes,
you people, you have taken a side for separation, and for secession.
We cannot give you some
we
money.
are not going to give you some money.
So in the campaign, people must take side.
Yeah.
Like election.
You must have your own political
You
party.
must have political direction you're going to.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go take side, don't go for election. So anyway, let's come back to this issue, Carol.
Yeah.
Let's come back here.
History is good. You know, we learn through
background.
History. Yeah.
Yes. If you don't know your history, you cannot go forward.
Yes.
Now, coming to this particular program here, Carlo, you have mentioned something very important. You see, this is the National Election Commission document, which is submitted to the National High-Level Committee for Implementation of the Revitalized Peace Agreement.
Yes.
Chaired by General Kwalma Nyangjuk, and the secretary is Dr. Martin Elia.
And needs some political decision. There are some questions, suggestions, recommendations there for the political decision.
Yes. We, as a program, Juba Echo Morning, we are providing civic education to enlighten our people without favor, without bias to anything. Some few minutes ago, we were sharing something from the National Bureau of Statistics. So now we are also providing information from the National Electoral Commission.
And those are the all electoral institutions.
For your information, yesterday also I went to the constitutional review process. I went to them. I said, give us the document you submitted.
to the
high-level committee. They say it is not ready. So we wait until when they made it ready, we'll come also
and we can
disseminate that one.
Yeah.
So-
But you know, even here,
Yes.
the National Election Commission main challenges, they put it very clear. You remember last time
Yes.
we have talked about it.
Yes.
Inadequate political commitment.
Yes.
Now, when our politicians can commit themselves
Yes.
for the political decision of this country, so this country can move ahead,
You see,
regarding with what is taking place about the election.
Carlo, for the view of the Juba Eco Morning, South Sudan need factual information. The factual information is that it is not that those politicians don't love this country. We must be very sincere to them also. These politicians, they love this country, but the difference is they are selfish. I don't dispute the fact that they love this country. But they are selfish, some of them. What do I mean by this? You know, when you present a civic education like this, provide factual information and justification to message you're saying.
Yeah.
Why I'm saying some of them are selfish, because they know that census now is not going to happen. They continue to say that unless you have census, we cannot go for election. Yet they know that the National Bureau of Statistics has already presented a timetable saying that the census result, they will conduct census in 2027, and then the actual final report of census will be published in January 2028. This fact, the National Bureau of Statistics, which is the body conducting census, already disseminated them. But because they are not sincere to themselves, they deny, they don't want to say this. They continue to say to people of South Sudan, we support election, but first let us have census. How do you say that you want election in 2026 unless you have census? Because the Bureau of Statistics, the body responsible for conducting census, has already communicated with the documentation that we will not be able to conduct census in 2025, 2026. We only start the process in 2027, and the final result come out in 2028.
And you know, Ambassador, history is the best teacher for us.
Yes.
Before the extension, they summoned all these electoral institutions.
In 2024.
Yes, 2024.
Yes.
And then the Bureau of Statistics put it very clear.
Even that time.
In that time, that election can be conducted.
Yes.
And you have given them 4 options. And nobody worked for that 4 options for that.
But that's why I'm saying that they are not sincere.
Yeah.
They're not sincere.
But this is why we need to remind them. You know, when you are not reminding a person who is not sincere, he will not learn.
And again, Carlo, we don't want to generalize this. Not all the members who signed the agreement are in the same boat. There are political grouping who came to the power through this agreement with no political weight on the ground. What do I mean by no political weight on the ground? These are new political formation, just mushroom. Not even a mushroom alone.
Well, you are being in the negotiation.
Yes.
And you have seen the way they are being brought to you to negotiate.
I am coming to that point.
Good, welcome.
Most of the party here who signed the agreement under the umbrella of SOA, they were not existing as a political group. Some of them are just handpicked from exile through the work of the IGAD special envoy, somebody called Ismail Wise. They have colluded with the Troika, Norway, UK, United States, to impose to the IGAD that the 2 parties, which is Transitional Government of National Unit, which is incumbent Tigonu, and then the IO alone cannot solve the problem of South Sudan. It must be widened. So they start what they call mapping. Anybody who insults President Salva Kiir or does something anywhere in the world is considered as opposition. Any article you write critical about the government, you are in opposition. So they collect those people and put them together
Under the
umbrella of SOA,
South Sudan.
Opposition Alliance.
So those are the facts, because
These are facts, and let somebody come and challenge it.
Those are the facts and truths. And in the same time, we are making it in form of news to them.
No, it's not a news. These are facts, and we must tell people that. It even explained here. You see, they don't want the party to be categorized because some of them are not really party. Although when you hear sometimes they say that under umbrella of SOA, we have 8 or so political grouping, but it is not being categorized here.
It was not detailed.
Yeah. You see,
it was not figured out.
No, it was not. You see the thing that
like the one of the
in agreement here, when you talk about parties, you have incumbent Tigono.
Yes.
You have SPLM-IO. You have SOA. SOA only, there's one person called Gabriel Changson, Honorable Gabriel Changson, who signed on behalf of SOA. Now, even for incumbent Tigono, they should have
put the list of the political
who
parties.
are there. And under the SOA, there is SPLM, which has got majority in incumbent Tigono that time. And then there are some small fringe parties who came under what they call national agenda. And they also should be listed. Who are they? And then all of them. But this has not been done. That's why today, in this agreement, those who are watching this Juba Echo from wherever they are, if you have an agreement, go to website of IGAD or RJMEC. Look for the revitalized peace agreement, which is downloaded in the page of the agreement. And then look from first chapter to the last chapter. Look for the word SPLM. You will not get it. What you are getting here in agreement is SPLM-IO.
SPLM stroke AIO.
That's what is my SPLM-IO. The Sudan People Liberation.
We need, your name is John Andoga Doko. If you miss one words from there, it will pronounce wrong. But we need to pronounce.
You see this agreement,
since we are carrying civic education, we need to name it as it is.
Yeah, but again,
SPLM stroke AIO.
This again is wrong. Because it's supposed to be written completely. Sudan People Liberation Movement, Sudan People Liberation Army, in opposition.
Yeah.
That's the meaning of the SPLM stroke SPLA, and then hyphen IO. But it has not been said. Now, if you give this one to anybody who does not understand the meaning of it, they think that this is a name. This abbreviation SPLM stands for Sudan People Liberation Movement. SPLA stands for Sudan People Liberation Army. IO stands for in opposition. This has not been categorized here clearly.
And this is what you have been meaning with the rest of parties to agreement.
Even here in incumbent Tigono, they should written that President Salva Kiir Mayardit, chairman of SPLM, Sudan People Liberation Movement. Dr. Martin Elie Lomoro, chairman of the party which he belonged to. Onyote Adigo, chairman of his party, DC which he belonged to.
Democratic Change.
And then Joseph Malong, who is the deputy minister, the current deputy minister of justice, is for USAP. Because USAP are in two groups. USAP for UKEL is different here, signed under the OPP. So the USAP under Malong signed for agenda group. So these are not being categorized, Carlo. Now, you don't categorize this thing. So that's why there is an element of deception here in the SOA. Because SOA
will not know who are the real leaders of these parties to agreement, and they are the one extending the government and they're the one postponing the election.
But that's why now there is two factions of the SOA. There's one faction led by Joseph Lagu, in it Lamakol, in it Costello Garang, and others. And the other faction of the SOA led by the current Minister of Agriculture, Hussein Abdalbagi, and it, Gabriel Changson, and others. This fact cannot be hidden under the carpet. These are fact. So we are saying to people of South Sudan, the faction of the SOA, which was led by Hussein Abdalbagi, lost influence in the internal situation.
Their affairs.
Now, that's why he lost the vice president. He became Minister of Agriculture. The faction led by Josephine Lagu won. That's why she became vice president. And Lamakol became Minister
for Transport.
Transport, because they have to swap them. The position of Minister for Higher Education is given to SOA. But Lamakol does not want to be Minister of Higher Education. So the representative of the SPLM, who is holding the position of the FD, the representative of the FD, which is holding the position of the SOA, was now the swap. They gave higher education to SOA, to FD, and then FD hand over transport to SOA. That's why Lamakol became Minister of Transport, and then Madud Biar became Minister of Higher Education. This fact must be stated as it is, because we are providing civic education, Carlo. Civic education must not be biased, factual. So what we are saying now here is these factions of SOA, and then the IO also have two groups. The IO for peace, the IO for war. The IO for peace are here in Juba, who want to continue with the implementation. The IO for war declare the agreement is dead. Because we are providing civic education. We tell the people the truth the way it is.
Yes, the media, even the international media.
Tell them the truth. Yeah. So now, when we are talking about the political will to implement this agreement, it means that the IO factions, led by Honorable Stephen Parr, who is the Minister of the Peace Building, they should now decide to address the issue of the chairperson of the Electoral Commission on the political will concerning the amendment. It means that
because this is a clear indication for them. If they say that they don't want to click in power, they must address the suggestions coming from the
Electoral
Commission.
They need to come clear. The IO faction, led by Oyet, they are opposed to election.
They don't want election.
Right from the beginning. The IO...
Because of linking of other institutions with the electoral.
And then the chairperson of the National Constitutional Review process belonged to the IO faction, led by Oyet. This fact must be put on table, Carlo. We as a citizen must tell the truth. And how do I know about this? Because there was a document signed by the faction of the IO led by Oyet, denouncing the faction led by
Stephen
Parr. And the chairperson of the National Constitutional Review Commission signed to it. And that's why we are saying in black and white and loudly that he should step aside, a chairperson of the National Constitutional Review process, because he became partisan. Yes, he came from IO.
Maybe he can apologize and then withdraw.
No, the thing is this, Carlo, we say at the beginning.
But you see, those are the intellectuals. In intellectuality, if you are mistaken, you have to apologize.
But it's important that once you are nominated from political parties, you become now commissioner in the body like Constitutional Review process, you should now become a national representative, not belong to the faction.
This thing needs civic education to our leaders.
No, but this is what we're saying now. This is what we're doing.
Most of our leaders, when they were appointed, they are not sensitized or oriented.
They continue to behave as if they are there, belong to political party. Yes, we don't dispute you come from a political party. But now exercise the act.
When you are in the government, you are no longer a political party. You are the government person.
Serving all people of South Sudan. Regardless.
And this is what is missing in their attitudes, in their behaviors. if we develop this kind of civic education on that particularly, it's good.
But now,
This is why
let-
orientation is good before having an office.
the example is the President of the Republic. The President of the Republic of South Sudan, he is chairperson of the SPLM. But he does not govern for SPLM. He's governing the country as the President of the Republic of South Sudan for all South Sudanese, regardless what political party you belong to.
Now, you see, even in the election,
Yes.
we have seen the election of America. Me and you have been following it seriously.
Yes.
When Trump was elected, he said now he's the president of people who elected him and the people
Who did not vote for him. Election is finished now, we go for governance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is it, exactly.
And that does not change the fact that he belonged to a political party and he has a manifesto in which he campaigned for. You see, these are things, Carlo, must be changes. You know, when the political party has a manifesto for election and the population agree and vote in that manifesto, what it means is that that party has won election based on their program. Trump, for example, in the US, said we don't want foreigners, illegal foreigners, not foreigner only. Anybody who who enter illegally.
Until the day before yesterday, when he's in London, he emphasized, and then even he was advising the British
to chase away the illegal immigrants. So that is his election manifesto. We are going for election in 2026. We are appealing to our political parties to also make their manifesto. Why are you going into election? What they're going to achieve in election? Let them tell people of South Sudan.
But if they do not address the information given to them by the electoral institutions, I don't think.
For the purpose of the emphasis, Carlo, let me go back again to the main challenges facing the National Electoral Commission, which require the party agreement to address. What are these challenges? Number one, inadequate political commitment to conduct election from the parties to the revitalized peace agreement. This is
what inadequate political commitment.
Yes. So
now we need to make political commitment to be adequate, because now the National Election Commission made it clear that there is an inadequate political commitment.
And this go to the party I mentioned before.
Parties to agreement.
They need to make adequate political commitment.
Yes.
What are these adequate political commitments?
So this country can move ahead.
And what are
so that all of us can move ahead.
Yes, let me clarify another part there. What is this adequate political commitment? The adequate political commitment means the ambiguity in the, as we read earlier, that
we have taken the example of permanent constitution, Article 1.20.5.
Yes.
That permanent constitution must be done so that the election can be conducted.
That election will be conducted in accordance
to the permanent
constitution. Yet we do not have the permanent constitution now. So there's ambiguity. The chairperson of the Electoral Commission requesting the political party to have a political will.
Yes. Adequate political commitment. Let us use that language.
The adequate political commitment is translated to the political will.
Yeah.
We simplify it to our people.
Yeah.
We are not this. They said adequate.
No, Asa, we are trying to educate the parties to agreement in this point.
Yeah, but when they said adequate political commitment, we as now, as you and me provide civic education, we must simplify this adequate political commitment to simple language where people can understand. Which it means what? That is political will. The willing,
in Arabic, al-irada siyasiyya.
So this is what they is asking for. Number two, the gap and the contradiction in the National Election Act 2012 Amendment Act 2023. And this one again,
التناقضات الموجودة في القانون الانتخابات.
Today is going back to we just chose one article to illustrate that.
Yeah.
This article, which we already quoted before,
1.20.5.
Already, that is one example.
Yeah.
There are many there. But this is one example.
Yeah.
Now,
even the one of census, Musi, we have talking about census. Census also is there.
Yeah.
So this is what.
Just an example of.
Yeah, we are giving some examples from there.
This is
if they really need that this country can go for election. Because the future of this country is only election.
Yeah. Now, number 3. Inadequate fund and delay in disbursement. Inadequate fund and delay in disbursement.
You remember in the background there I have said that financial resources so that the institution will start their activities.
We want to appeal to our media houses. The media houses have slept in their job. What do I mean? Honorable Dr. Martin Elia Lomoro, when he met the same committee, electoral related institution, he justified, after extension, that they are going to use the 6 months before the commencing of the actual period of 2 years.
Yeah, of Artigon.
Artigon, because the 2 years commenced from February this year. 22nd February this year. But this was done in September.
This is why right from the beginning I said, now 7 months have gone. Yes. We are left with 3 days for 7 months.
Yes.
What have they done?
Yes. Now, he said there will be resource mobilization. So now, absence of this inadequate fund and delay in disbursement. Where is the fund mobilized?
Yeah, there are 6 months, the fund of 6 months.
And it has not been never been published to us.
It is not published and it is not explained to
this,
the public.
This is why it goes again, lack of the political commitment, and then inadequate political commitment is there. This go back to point number 1.
And here, by the way, accountability can be done for the collection of the taxes from the people of South Sudan.
Yes. Now, number 4, absence of the office and warehouse spaces for the National Electoral Commission headquarters and the state high-level election committee. These are missing. The office, now the Electoral Commission said, out of the 10 states, they have completed 6 offices for 6 states.
Yeah,
and the 4 are the work in progress. But they have never touched anything on administrative area. Why? Because under the current act, they don't have mandate. They don't have
even the structure of that areas and 3 administrative.
It is not mandated yet.
It was not mentioned in the act. But what is mentioned in the act, it's only the executive positions and the legislative position. And these positions,
it does not even include the administrative area. It does not include them.
No, it is there. It was put there, but without any structure, we can really arrange election in that place.
Let's go forward.
And these facts also need to be disseminated to
all these things lead to
and the legislatures, because they are the one who made this amendment.
This all lead to political will, which is good. Number 5. Electoral Commission said environmental challenges, for example, flooding, rain, etc.
Those are things from God, especially this flooding. Nobody can control it.
Fair enough. Procurement of electoral material and equipment. Because we already challenged that. These are challenges the Electoral Commission having. This is number 6.
And they need these challenges to be addressed.
And the only way to address all what they're saying here is money. They need money. Money is the answer to all this.
Ambassador, me and you, this country of ours is a rich country. We cannot deny that we don't have resources.
We do have.
We have. And we can even we can conduct these things without the help of the region or
we did the
referendum.
Yes, we did referendum.
And we have good experience.
There was a political will at that time. In the personality of the president. At that time, we don't have this bloated government. There was only SPLM as a ruling party. The decision was easier. But now
the decision is not easier because there is a collusion.
Collusion now. That's a difference.
That's
why people need to appreciate. They may ask the president, you were able to take decision to do to commit the money of the Republic of South Sudan for referendum. Why are you not having difficulty now? The difficulty now is because of the 5 block we talk about. Now, Number 7, unrealistic timeline developed by the parties to the agreement for election timeline of various processes needed to be amended. For example, constitution making process versus electoral process, census versus electoral boundary, and then delimitation. This already said there.
The good things for the census now, we have the document.
It's clear.
And he has addressed.
Census is no longer issue.
Yeah.
The only, even the issue of the electoral boundary delimitation, already the chairperson himself addressed it. He said
people should go for the political decision towards 102
geographical
constituencies
of 2010 election,
yeah,
based on the 2008 census. So this is what
and he has given them, that one is a proposal for them to decide on it.
Yes, but that's why now he said that to move the process forward now.
And here, if they did not decide on it,
so that means they want postponement. They want extension.
Extension or clicking in the power also.
But the extension is clicking. Extension is another key word for clicking to power.
Clicking to power. They don't want to leave the power. Yes. The coalitions.
Yeah. Now, point number 8. Among the pending tasks of the Electoral Commission. Pending political decisions since the extension of the Revitalized Peace Agreement, e.g., for example, delinking the constitution-making process and census from election. Use 102 constituencies of 2010 election.
And this is what we have been saying.
Yes.
It will easier the commission to appoint their senior officials within that geographical constituencies so they can conduct registration and even civic education, other electoral.
Since we have provided civic education, Carlo, we also need to tell what Electoral Commission have achieved so far. They said complete tasks. Number 1, they have already submitted the budget to Council of Ministers, $250 million to conduct elections.
This is since 2024.
Yes.
And it was, according to them, is it released?
No, they didn't. Let me come step by step.
All right.
The budget has been submitted already. That's the task they completed. Number 2, they have they develop and draft a electoral timeline for December 2026 election submitted to the president for endorsement. They have drafted and adopted by them as an electoral commission, the electoral calendar for 2026 election, which is submitted to the president and waiting their endorsement. So the delayment of this is now in the office of president. It's not them.
Now, as you put it, this is the government of collusion. President want to share with.
We'll come and we'll give our suggestion. Let me finish this.
All right.
They have constructed and renovated 6 offices out of the 10 state. Central Equatoria, already done. Eastern Equatoria, Torit, done.
Let us just say Greater Equatoria.
West, they say 6.
Yeah.
They have finished 6. So they mention them. So let the audience know where it's finished. Central Equatoria, in Juba, they finished. Eastern Equatoria, Torit, finished. Western Equatoria, Yambio, finished. Lake Rumbek, finished. Western Bargazal, Wow, finished. Northern Bargazal, Awil, finished. This is where the office is finished. Already done.
Yeah.
It's ready and functioning. They say at the beginning, before that, they need some equipment, tables, furniture, to be put in these places. This is what they're lacking, resources.
Yeah.
Now, number 4.
But let me just ask you, Ambassador.
Yes.
In this part of furnitures and equipment for the offices, can our Chamber of Commerce,
business community,
the business community, cannot do these things really if they were asked?
It is. We will give that a suggestion to appeal to our business community and nationalists and even partners.
Yeah.
Especially the service providers, MTN, Digital, Zain, Jetco, all those teams and others, to help on this, including even the Chinese company like oil field.
Yeah.
They can provide. This is some of the things.
We are going to give it to chairperson to suggest so that they can go and then these places can be funded.
Task number 4, which has been done, Electoral Commission said that they have appointed a member of the State High-Level Committee and secretarial staff for the 10 states. This is already completed.
Yeah, we have seen them. Even they went for the
Aye.
trainings and then the capacity training.
They have trained commissioners, state high-level committees, members in all the 10 states, and official at headquarters on electoral management and organization, operationalization. So imagine
So that they can do it professionally.
This already been done.
Yeah.
So that means that the electoral commissioners move ahead in doing a lot of activities.
Yeah.
Number 6, completed assessment of general election security in 10 states and 3 administrative areas. This was a concern. Many of political parties and civil society are saying security is their concern. And all this assessment have been done already. This stuff's already finished.
And now they're just waiting for the political decision.
To roll out
decision so that they can
to roll out the program.
Yeah.
Number 7, develop the internal code of the conduct, rules, and regulation. Remember we talked about?
Yes.
There must be internal code conduct for regulation, managing, regulating the behavior, the work of the electoral commission members, even the citizens.
Including the electorates.
Yeah. This already finished.
The voters.
This already done.
Yeah.
Number 8, they have procured cars for commissioners. 10 states, high-level committees, members. See. All commissioners.
The bulk of the work they have done, by the way.
They have cars for commissioners and even the high-level committee for the 10 states.
What is left?
And then number 9, they have launched website for National Electoral Commission.
So they get the information there.
And now all what you're saying here, you can find in their website. Now, citizen, friend of South Sudan. Some people are saying that, how do you go for election 2026 when there's no preparation? So now all this has been done. Electoral Commission have done a lot of work, Carlo. And they went ahead and do it with the pictures. These are the pictures of the
institutions.
The institution which already completed. They put a website. Those who want it, you can go to their website and go and find it there. So, Carlo,
I think, Ambassador, we need to educate our decision makers. We need to tell them that let them not hype in taking
publicize the thing that would happen. Now, this task has been done. And what is the task in progress for NEC? They say it here. NEC task in progress. That means the activity which they're still working on. Number 1, acquisition of the IDA Hotel as a National Electoral Commission headquarters. There's IDA Hotel is where
we have seen their space is narrow, office space.
They now
we have seen
they are in the process of acquiring IDA Hotel to become headquarters of the National Electoral Commission,
where they will have enough space.
This is a task in progress.
Yeah.
Number 2, ongoing construction of the state high-level Electoral Commission headquarters offices in the state of Warab, Unity, Upper Nile, and Jongole. Because these are the 4 states still left. Number 3, release of adequate fund for pre-election activities to finalize the electoral infrastructure and hiring of more staff for election.
Which is the returning officers and
the one you talked about already.
Yeah.
Number 5, map the voting registration centers by state high-level electoral commission. Because as you said before, most of the registration done at the state level.
Yeah.
So now they're going to map their map.
Their map is already out.
They're making
decision only.
This work in progress. Number 6, identify some legal gaps, contradiction within the National Electoral Act, as amended 2023, and submit to His Excellency the President of the Ministry of Justice and Constitution. This has already been done also. So, Carlo, Electoral Commission have done most of the work.
They are ready, in fact, to conduct the election.
Electoral Commission. That's why.
And now we need to talk to the international community, who is always beating the drums.
Yeah.
The environment for election is not conducive. Now, with all this progress, with all this well-done job,
yes,
then they are still talking that...
that is the work in progress. And the thing which they have not done at the moment yet, as we speak now, is this one here. Number 1, formation of the head offices for administrative area needed to be clarified in the National Electoral Act.
Need to be the amendment which you are requesting. Right
So
from
they
the
did not
beginning.
form headquarters for the
Because of
administrative area because the
lack
ambiguity,
of the law. Yeah.
ambiguity there. Number two, procurement of requirement of the state high-level election office furnitures, and this is also not done because
we have been giving suggestions.
money is issue there. Gap contradiction in legal provision in National Electoral Act amended 2024. This already we say about it. There's a gap in the Electoral Act of 2012 as amended 2023. They want this thing to be done, and they talk about political will to do it,
Which is
still
inadequate political commitment.
Exactly. Number 5, appointment of the state returning officer for state and completion of the transaction for the purchasing of the permanent office for National Electoral Headquarters. We already talk about it. This is the task in progress, and this is the task which is pending, and this has not been done. Number 6, determination of the emolument for commissioners and the state members.
Those are now the privileges of their staff.
This must be determined again by the Act.
By the Act of Parliament.
Yes. Now, number 7, pending political decision, delinking the constitution's making process, census from the election process, and use of the constituency of 1 or 2 of 2010 for this forthcoming election of December 2026. These are the tasks, pending tasks. So, Carlo, Electoral Commission really have done a lot.
And so these things are not disseminated to the public.
Yeah. So we are doing now.
Yeah, now we are doing on their behalf.
Yes, we are doing on their behalf.
And we have done it before these things which
Yes.
has been put it in document like that.
Yes.
Me and you, we have been doing it in other media houses. It's a
Now,
surprise in public.
They say,
which has become very easier for us.
And then after all those presentations, they made recommendation. What is the recommendation of the Electoral Commission? They said the link.
And this is the practical recommendation by them.
Yes.
Very practical.
Yes. Say delink the constitution making process and census from electoral election. And say in the bracket, political decision needed.
Which is Article 1.20.5.
Yes. And others.
And others, yes.
So this requires political will. And the political will should be from the parties to the agreement. The objective of this civic education is to let the whole world know, the citizens of South Sudan know, and the civil society who are supposed to be stakeholders are silent on this. And they instead came and coined something called Homegrown Peace Initiative.
And this one, Ambassador, we need to advise our South Sudanese, especially the civil society and faith-based group and others who are the stakeholders to agreement. The most important things here is the formation of Commission for Truth, Reconciliation and Healing.
Absolutely.
The act is out. Let us campaign for that, because that is the only way for us to go or to come out from.
I was the Minister of Justice. The reason why the formation of the high-level, the Truth and Reconciliation and Healing Commission is delaying is, it is the civil society and the faith-based group. They are infighting among themselves. Instead of, they don't want, every civil society wants to be represented. And the Act provides for limited representation. So,
and they're competing for that.
Every civil
because
society.
Because of resources or because of what?
Resources and whatever the case they do themselves.
This is the problem here. And then even let us not forget also, African Union Commission and UN Secretary General, these two institutions, or these two persons in these institutions, they have the mandate to select 3 people.
Yes.
1 female and 2 male, to be in that commission.
Yes.
And even they are delaying it. See, even though we, the South Sudanese, if we did our part, which therefore.
You see where the problem is now again? I hope they've done that. I will cross-check next time we have the program.
Sorry.
You see, even to form a committee who will select, who will vet those who are nominated. You know,
A panel of selection.
panel of selection itself, nomination should come from stakeholders, from faith-based groups, political party or the party to agreement, international guarantors, and all those people. There is conspiracy to delay truth and reconciliation process in favor of hybrid court. The Republic of South Sudan have given a priority for truth and reconciliation process as a priority number 1. The hybrid court will be later. These are both truth and reconciliation and healing. They are part of the chapter 5 of agreement, what they call transitional justice. So, given that, in order for us to fulfill this, there must be political will. And the government has demonstrated the political will. The issue now here is we want to appeal to the Minister of Justice. 2 ministers have not done it. The 3rd minister was appointed recently.
What is the challenges?
This is the point now. First of all, the original challenge was there was wrangling between the civil society and the faith-based group in terms of nomination. You see, if you notice, Carlo, the civil society group who signed the agreement here, they want to be the one recycle in everything.
It cannot be.
They are the one.
Because, you know, when we are talking about the truth, reconciliation, and healing, it is not the cycle. Those who victimize in this process, it is not the stakeholders to agree.
Yeah, but see, the reality here is, Carlo, I'll give example. You know, for us, we don't do things out of blue. We give example. Look at mining. Who is representing civil society to mining?
It is the same stakeholders to agreement.
Who is representing the faith-based groups? The same people. When you come to the constitutional review, who are representing the civil society or the stakeholder? And who is representing the faith-based group? The same individual who were to mining also.
Somebody was telling me this thing became a Nyanya project.
Who explain to people what is Nyanya?
I'm explaining to South Sudanese, they know.
Yeah, but we have international audience.
It became a Nyanya project. Even this international partners.
But you should tell them the truth that this become an eating program.
Yeah.
It's an eating project.
Eating project.
Yes, it's an eating project.
The industry which you have been talking about.
Yeah, the industry. Yeah. So, Carlo, now, to delink the constitution-making process and censor from election process, it requires political will. And the political will must come from the 5 parties, five parties who signed the agreement. Now,
or we can just say Artigono.
Yeah, the thing is, Artigono is okay, it's square, but let us be specific to them, simplify it. Because the party agreement,
we need to use all these words.
Artigono is the one who is the government, but the party
who formed the
government are the one to make the political will.
Yeah.
Now, the Electoral Commission went further. Say, option number 1, use the current South Sudan Transitional Constitution 2011 as amended. This constitution is in correlation with the National Election Act 2012, Amendment Act 2023.
Here, I can see the constitution, the transitional constitution, was done by elected parliament. And the Act of 2012 was done by elected parliament.
Yes.
Now the amendment entered in with the appointed parliament.
Yes.
And those are the facts that we need to disseminate to the public.
Yeah, but now what is saying here is, this is to address Article 1.20.5. We talk about election must be conducted with the permanent constitution. So he's saying now, use this constitution. Instead of permanent constitution,
tightening
permanent constitution, which we don't have.
We don't have it,
yes. So you cannot
now
use something.
We have something on our hands.
Yes, and it is here. It is here, Carlo. It is here.
Maybe you can just.
It is here.
This is what we have.
Yeah, this is what we have.
And the permanent one we don't have.
We don't have. Simple as that. You cannot use something you don't have.
We use the one we have until we can make that one which is a none.
Yes, this is going to be in 2031 election. Now, option number 2. Use constituencies of 2010 election, 102 geographical constituencies, and proportional representation 102, which will not delay conduct of election within the remaining 15 months of RSS. It's very clear.
Now, generally, we are throwing all these activities to the parties to agreement. The leaders, parties to agreement, it is their time, it is their historical moment to decide on all this.
Absolutely, absolutely, Carlo.
And then the history will judge them, by the way.
They say that expedite the amendment of the National Electoral Act 2023, which already said that there's ambiguity in the Electoral Act. It must be amended, and they say it must be expedited. That's the recommendation. And then also they say that release adequate resources for commission from now. The commission must get more money in order to move forward the election. And then, lastly, endorse electoral timeline.
You know, Ambassador, here at this point of resources, President is directing so many ministers of finance, please
release the money.
You release the resources to National Election Commission.
Maybe that's why they are fired.
And when they are not releasing,
that's why they are fired. That's already there.
Anyway, in conclusion of the national election,
now they say that endorse the timeline, because already they have presented to the Office of President the 2026 electoral timeline. So they recommend that this must be released. Finally, as we come to conclusion of this program, is saying that the NEC look forward for conducting democratic, peaceful, inclusive, free and fair, credible election as required by the legal framework. This is self-explanatory. And then we say that the main challenges facing the National Electoral Commission are delay political decisions and the resources.
Now we are telling them, don't delay this political commitment.
The money,
delay. Yes, and then the
resources. And then the decision, political decision. And then they said, election cannot be conducted without clarifying and amending the ambiguity in the legal framework, National Electoral Act 2023.
And they have listed that.
That's been listed already. Therefore, the NEC is urging the party to the peace agreement to decide on the key legal and resources issues to enable the Commission to carry out its mandate successfully. And then finally, thereafter, the NEC is assuring the party to the revitalized peace agreement that the remaining 15 months of the transitional period, election can be conducted and the people of South Sudan legitimize their own government.
And we are advising viewers of Juba Eco that the National Bureau of Statistics distance themselves to be linked with the election calendar, and maybe we are promising them we are going to get a document from National Constitutional Review Commissions, also we can disseminate to them, and even the document from political parties council, if they have, so that we disseminate to them, then we see who is going to be a liar.
Carlo, my conclusion on this before you close the program is this. Let the people of South Sudan, the international partners, the civil societies, and party to the agreement, be sincere to people of South Sudan. The sincerity is that it is very clear now the cloth or the shadow some politicians were hiding to speak from the shadow.
It is now exposed.
It is exposed.
Exposed to the public.
It's exposed because the National Bureau of Statistics categorically say that they are not going to be able to deliver any census before January 2028. So therefore, census is not an excuse. And then the Electoral Commission also say categorically that people should not use permanent constitution as an excuse. 2011 transitional constitution should be used for purpose of conducting election.
Wonderful, Ambassador.
So that's it.
Then we can just say to viewers of Juba Eco or Morning Eco, we have reached to the end of this program. Stay with us in other programs within the stations, and we are going to continue next week. From here, I will say bye to all of you. Ambassador, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Carlo, and bye-bye to everybody. Happy weekend.
And happy weekend to all of us. Bye.
Yo, this is Araba Nyachol, your host for Clickle Anna Comedy Show, a program that runs every Saturday, 7 p.m. at Central African Time and replays every Wednesday, Central African Time. Keep it low.
Come catch all the fun and experience the exciting performances. You can also catch the repeat show on Juba Echo TV every Saturday.
We do not just give to you the way you see it, but we give you an in-depth summary of what you see on social media. Courtesy Juba Echo TV gives you stories making headlines in around the country and around the globe. From 6 o'clock, where we have the news headlines, and 7, the Arabic news. At 8, the subsequent news bulletin on what you see on social media and beyond, where our dedicated team of correspondents around the globe give you insights on how it has been like being around particular events happening in the country. And of course, I'm Rita Ilwa, a news anchor at Juba Echo TV.
Juba Echo TV. Information for empowerment. Juba Echo TV. Information for empowerment.
There is a special kind of love that brings smiles on your face, bringing tears of joy down your eyes, overwhelming love of my mind.